Welcome back to the Deeper Podcast. I'm excited to be with you today, and we are really making our way toward the end of finishing up reading the entire Bible. We're going back through the Psalms, back through the Gospels, and in Luke 17 is where we find ourselves today. And Jesus teaches in Luke 17 about forgiveness and about faith and about gratitude. And it's interesting in Luke 17, the disciples ask for more faith. And Jesus reminds them that it's really not about the amount of faith that we have, it's about who that faith is in. And he gives this illustration of the mustard seed, and the mustard seed is powerful, even though it's really, really tiny, when it's rooted in the right person. And when our faith is rooted in the right person, when our faith is rooted in Jesus, it's really powerful. The amount really doesn't matter. What matters is who that faith is rooted in. And then he talks about gratitude, and you know, as Jesus talks about gratitude, he uses a story of he heals 10 men of leprosy, and when it happens, only one of those men come back to thank him, and the one who returns isn't just healed physically, but he's healed spiritually. And gratitude, we see, becomes the doorway to a deeper faith. And so gratitude and faith kind of go hand in hand. And so here's a couple of things that I want us to see out of Luke chapter 17. The first thing is, when it comes to faith, you don't need giant faith. You just need genuine trust in a big God. So you can start small, but you got to have your faith rooted in the right person, and that person is Jesus. So the second thing I think we would see is that obedience is the key to a deeper faith. That we've got to practice daily obedience. We've got to obey God even before we see results. The lepers who went before they were healed, they had to depend on what Jesus told them to do before they were healed. So obedience is huge when it comes to faith. I think the other thing I see in Luke chapter 17 is that gratitude is something we've got to live with. We've got to have the attitude of gratitude. We've got to have an attitude that always is thankful for what Jesus has done for us. Don't be like the 9 lepers who were healed and didn't come back. Be like the one who came and was so thankful and full of gratitude for what Jesus had done for him. I don't think we really understand what happened with those lepers. Leprosy in that time would give you skin, sores all over your skin, but it was extremely contagious. And so what would happen is, if you had leprosy, there would be a colony outside of the city that you would live in with other lepers. And you couldn't be around normal people that were healthy because they would also contract leprosy. And so these 10 that were healed, it wasn't just that they were healed of a disease. Their life was totally changed. Their life was dramatically changed by Jesus, but yet only one came back and thanked him. So we've got to live with gratitude for what Jesus has done in our life. And I think for the one that came back, we've got to let gratitude grow our faith. The more thankful you are and the more you see what God has done for you, not just in sending Jesus, but in the day-to-day, the deeper your relationship with God will go. The more you'll see his hand at work. The more you'll see how he is in every single detail, even when it feels like he's not. So let gratitude grow your faith. So today, have faith rooted in the right person. Be grateful for how and what he's done in your life, how he's led you, how he's protected you, how he's blessed you, and what all he's done for you. And those two things together make for a very powerful follower of Jesus that can make a difference in the world around them.